The international break is over. The Premier League is back. Round 4. Very strange that only 3 games were played and then an international break. I'm not sure if that's as soon as it usually is, but what was the point of that? Very glad that club football's back. Let's get into the predictions for round 4. Make sure to like and subscribe. So we start off with Southampton against Man United. Now, Southampton, not a great start. 0 points. One of only 2 teams on 0 points with Everton. There were 2 narrow 1-0 losses to start off their season, so they can maybe feel like they deserve something out of those games. But Southampton not had a great start. Man United, the same. They beat Fulham in their first game, but since then, 2 losses. It's been tough for Man United, a very tough start. I honestly think Southampton are going to get their first point here, and it's going to be a draw. I think Man United... I think Ten Hag may have lost the dressing room at this point. I don't know. I feel like he's lost the fans, but whether that translates on the pitch, I'm not sure. I think Southampton at home, I think they'll get something. I don't know why. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. Palace v Leicester is our next game. And, well, Palace, it hasn't been a great start for them either. 1 point. They were one that were really thought of that could go very high this season. But losing Elise, losing Anderson has taken its toll at the start of this season. Eze is still playing very well. Mateta, I'm sure, will get back to his goal-scoring form. But yeah, 1 point to kick off on the first 3 games. Not great. Leicester, in the same boat. They picked up their point on the opening day against Spurs. I've got a feeling this could be a tight game, but Palace just nick it 1-0. On to Fulham against West Ham. Now, both these sides have started okay. Fulham, 4 points so far. West Ham on 3. It's going to be another tight game, I think, in London. So I'm going to go down the middle and a 1-1 draw. Liverpool v Forest is next. Liverpool have won every game. Only themselves and Man City have done the same. But Forest are unbeaten. 1 win and 2 draws so far. So it's been a good start for Forest. Can they continue it here? I don't think so. I'm going to go for Liverpool to win 3-1. Brighton against Ipswich. It's going to be interesting because Ipswich like to go for it from what I've seen so far. They like to try and attack. They are probably quite a top-heavy team anyway in terms of quality, which means I think Brighton will get a couple. Ipswich really need to score. I can see there being a 2-goal margin in this. Whether it's a 2-0 or 3-1, I'm not sure, but I'm going to stick with the 2-0. I think Brighton at the Amex will be very good, so 2-0 to Brighton. Next up is Man City against Brentford. Now, City, it's been a very good start. Again, 9 points. Brentford on 6. 2 wins and a loss. A very good start to life without Ivan Toney. And Bournemouth is playing very well. Wissa is contributing. And that's what they're going to need this season. Those two have to be on form. Otherwise, it could be a tough season for them. But so far, so good. I don't think that continues here. I'm going to go for the same as I did Liverpool v Forest. I'm going to go City to win 3-1. On to Villa v Everton. 5:30 kickoff. Villa, they've been decent so far. 6 points in the bag. They lost that game to Arsenal where Watkins probably should have scored. Everton, obviously, have had an awful start. 0 points. -8 goal difference. They've scored 2, conceded 10. And they were 2-0 up against Bournemouth and lost 3-2 to 3 very late goals. Everton supporters, I'll be very disappointed with that. They started slowly last season. It looks like they're going to do the same again. So I'm going to go Villa to win 2-1. Bournemouth Chelsea is tomorrow's last game, the late kickoff. Bournemouth on 5, Chelsea on 4. It's been a good start for Bournemouth, unbeaten. Can it continue? I'm not so sure. I think Chelsea, they were brilliant against Wolves when they beat them 6-2. Then they drew with Palace. I think they need to make sure they're consistent, and I think that will come with time. So I'm going to go Chelsea to beat Bournemouth 2-1. Now on to Sunday's fixtures, and we've got Spurs V Arsenal. What a big game that is. It's going to be an interesting one. The North London derby, 2 o'clock. And then you probably switch your telly off from there, because Wolves Newcastle follows it up, which is kind of a shame. No offence, but Tottenham Arsenal is definitely the main event for Sunday. Spurs, they started the season pretty well. They did draw that opener against Leicester, which wasn't great, but a win and a loss since. I think now that Solanke should be back for this one, I believe, they can start, probably after this game, to pick up quite a few wins. Arsenal, good start from them, 7 points. They got a draw against Brighton, which was a good point, to be honest, considering Rice got sent off in that game. Won the other 2, including beating Villa. Wolves was the other, so, Wolves aren't going to have a great season, I don't think. But Arsenal have had some tough fixtures to open it up. Going down to 10 men against Brighton as well. They got the point. That's pretty good going. I never know what to predict for this game. Anything can happen in a Spurs v Arsenal. And I know that's stupid because anything can happen in any game. But even though you probably fancy Arsenal, Spurs being at home, it's probably going to be quite a fiery game. Lots of cards and lots of fouls. I think Spurs can get something. So unfortunately, Arsenal fans, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Which brings us on to our final game, Wolves against Newcastle. Just the 1 point for Wolves and currently sitting 18th because of that goal difference, taking a hit against Chelsea in the 6-2. Newcastle, 7 points, unbeaten, good start from Newcastle. I've got a feeling it could be a similar season with them being very good at home and not great away. Tonali's back and he's looked very good so far for Newcastle and for Italy since returning. I think Newcastle should edge this game out. I have got a sneaky suspicion that maybe it could be a 1-1 draw, but I am going to back Newcastle. I think they've got the quality and they'll get the win. 2-1 to the Magpies. So those are my predictions for these fixtures. Let me know your predictions down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.